Hello everyone, and welcome back to Grandpa Games. Today we're going to be building, just for fun. We'll probably tear it down after the stream, but figured we'd teach a little bit of the mechanics of the building process and some of the steps that I go through when I'm building, and see how and where that goes for us. The plan is to build with Atreides building pieces a little, as well as some Harkonnen building pieces. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And hopefully we'll have some fun. So, without further ado, let's get started. Excellent. So, let's start off with like some tips also. And see how that goes. We have one tip. First tip, as you guys all saw, I hid away all of the stuff on screen. So there's actually a hotkey to get rid of everything on screen and bring everything back. That hotkey is F6. That you can, if you have all your defaults still set, F6 will get rid of that on-screen display for you. So hopefully that is something that will help out. Another tip, or as you can see, my character does not have a helmet on. You can escape into the settings and go in here and scroll down, and there's show helmet, yes or no. So you can actually make it to where your character shows the helmet or not. And you can turn that off as well, and then that way your character doesn't have the helmet on at all times. Yeah, so there's two things. So we're gonna start here. I don't know if we've shown this off yet. We just built this the other day. Thank you, Hemlock. This is our ramp to get our buggies up to base here, and this ramp goes all the way down there, as you can see, all the way to the ground, so that you can ramp all the way up here with the buggy and bring resources to the guild base. And we're just going to build something a little bit over here off to the side, just to have a little fun and show off how this all works. So to start off, we'll change our faction pieces to Atreides. By doing that, I just hit R and then switched to the Atreides logo, and then selected that. Hit escape for it to go down like this, and then we'll just build out a little bit here in the holographic mode. Oh, my character is now stuck, of course, and there we go. We'll build over this way some, maybe. So it's kind of tricky sometimes to get the holographic pieces to place. Most of that should be into the ground. We'll just keep going this way till we can't anymore. And a good side note for anyone, when we're building in our guild, we usually try to keep it about 2 foundations off the wall, so that we have some room to build into, especially if you need ramps or something on the sides. So like this one up here is built 2 foundations in. Just as a note. You don't have to do that, but in our past, that's what we've known to be best. Okay, so now we have some holographic pieces here. We'll build, I was thinking we would build like a small box up. So maybe we'll put down a pillar here. Then we'll put one on top of this one. And we'll just make it like 3 wide almost, I'd say. And then one on top of that one. And it is kind of difficult to see the hologram, but it is there. Then we'll just build that there and that there. And then we should be able to now use roofs on top. And there's rooftop and then there's floor. We're probably gonna, we've been using rooftop because we like the look of the emerald green as our floors. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll just come out 3. And now we are right up against the edge here. Now we don't plan on going back this way at all. So I know I said keep it about 2 away. If we did that, well, we could do that. We could build in that way. So let's demolish this one, and make sure that if you're in demolish mode, make sure that you're highlighting your hologram and not like one of your power sources. Because the last thing you want is to actually get rid of your power. There we go. Yeah, and we can probably keep that one because we're not really going to come in this way at all. And that gives us, what, 1, 2, 3. Nah, we'll get rid of it. We'll keep it 2 in like we said we would. Oop. And we like to build with the holograms in mind at first, just to get a picture of what we're doing here. Maybe we'll come out one more this way. And one more. I guess that we won't go one this way. Maybe we'll go 2 more this way and move our pillars. Yeah, that makes more sense. And like I said, I don't have anything specific in mind. I'm just kind of building to build. So, hiding from the sun right now. And this is why it's best to, I mean, you get your resources back, but it's better to do this in hologram mode versus having to delete a whole bunch of walls or whatever. So we will build We'll go back to structural. We'll move these in one. And then we'll switch that to down here, and then bring that down one and that down one. Okay. Then we'll get rid of this one. And this one. Oh, my water. If you didn't notice, that's also a tip, a visual cue. If the screen looks all fuzzy like it does there, you're completely out of water. And notice how it got real clear when I drank the water. So that's another tip for you. We'll put some more pillars here. And the bottom part of the pillar there. And then we'll bring some foundations out underneath it. Maybe. It's being finicky. There we go. And place. There we go. And we'll put one underneath because that looks like that's floating in air. We don't necessarily need this one. And we don't need this one. And we probably won't keep that one either. Or any of these. And we'll just keep the ones where the pillars are. So we'll go back to build mode. Oh. Show back up, please. A little bit, maybe. Right there. And one right here. Oh, wrong spot. Right there. And awesome. Got that to stick. Then we'll clear this back out. Excellent. Now that we have our base in place, we'll go ahead and build. Make sure our foundations are stuck in. Yeah, there we go. Then we'll build that. And we're starting to get fuzzy again. Yeah. Perfect. Now we have this. We can jump up here. Thankfully the sun's going down, so should be able to build us some walls. Now, we tend to try to be a little fancy and use what we're given here. So these can pretty much be anything that you like. So I'm just gonna build like one of each of these different style of walls and show you the differences between them. These are our corner walls. We have like open doors like this. We have these types of walls, which are more like interior things. We have larger walls like this. We have our gates, like our wide door. We have prudence doors, which all a prudence door is essentially is just a door with a pentashield on it. And a Atreides stronghold door, which is the same as the door down there on the base there. Then we have Kaladin. We have this window one. We have the Atreides stronghold window, and then back to this, which we've done all those. And then there's some interior ones that use granite. I don't have any granite over here, so I can't really... We can go get some, though. I can show you what that one looks like. But yeah, these... We'll just build each one of these just to show you what the differences are. And we don't have granite. So an interior look on this is kind of nice. And then we have our small window. We have this. And then, interestingly enough, on the exterior of these, some of them are different. So like this one has the two pieces there, but then on the inside it's like all green. This is plain on both sides. This has like the window or the door with the thing up, so it kind of fits like putting one of these right on top of that. And then it's got this on top that kind of fits like going below one of those, or above one of those, sorry. And then it gives you kind of like the look that we have over there, like that door plus the thing plus the top window, circular window. So those are all your Atreides wall pieces to work with. We got this large window here and a gate. So we will demolish all these and then we'll actually build something here. Oh, I'm on repair, not even on demolish. Now, one thing that I hope that they fix sometime in the future is when you demolish something, it puts it all into your inventory. So instead of putting it back in the chest that it pulled it from, hopefully one day maybe they'll fix that. We'll see. Let's go grab some granite so I can show you that. Actually, if I run into the base in here to get granite, I can show you. So those bookshelf walls, the Kaladin bookshelf walls, are right here. This is what that looks like. And then on the other side of that is just like a plain wall. Just like that. So that's what that looks like. I think we have granite in here. We'll just take some. And there we go. So yeah, that's essentially that. Now, the tricky part sometimes of building. Now, I built this where it's all squares, so it's not going to be too tricky. That building over there was very tricky to figure out. The roofing, because of all the triangles we placed. So I might remove this outer edge and just make it all triangles, just to show you kind of that building. Let's go ahead and do that, actually. And let's build floors, roofs, and these are the green, so we'll just build them like this. And give it just a little bit of look. There. Let's do the same thing to this side so that it has that same similar look to it. Oof. I lost more than what I was planning on. Keep that one. But we want to add... Oop, stay in build mode. And just to show you that you can holding, you don't have to place the hologram. Sometimes placing the hologram makes it a little easier, but okay. So now we have triangle corners. Let's yeah, that'll be fine. Maybe we'll add a rounded corner on the end here. And holding Alt will allow you to swap around where you want that rounded corner at. And that'll just give us that extra look to it. Heck, we could probably even do that on this end too. Why not? Ours. Awesome. Okay. So now we can actually build with walls. Now with rounded corners, you have these options where it's like a solid wall or kind of like this windowy wall. And then they have these other ones where it's like a bookcasey wall. It's rounded. And then just a plain wall. So if we build this again. Oh, I didn't place that one. I think that was that one. Right? And show you what the differences are. So this has this this kind of look to it. This one has this window on the side here. This one has like this bookcase slash mechanical structure, it looks like, on the outside. And then this one has the green edges. So it looks like all three of them have like this green part of the wall on the edge. And then this one has the solid wall look to it. So to unify this look, we'll probably go with this in between those two, and then probably something like a solid between these two. And then we have our triangles. We have our bookcase end, which we could do like on this side if we wanted to. Just to do two of those, maybe this in the middle. Do the same thing over here. And then we'll throw like a regular window here, regular window there. Maybe one of these style of windows on each side of that. And then we'll just go one of these. Okay. So now we have our roof. We don't have no way to get in here because I totally did not build us even a doorway. If we wanted a way in, we would probably put it right here. So we'll just demolish that one and like build us a gate, like this gate. There we go. And then you can set this gate to guild so anybody can access. And now we'll build up one more, but we're gonna make it plain just to try to get through this. So we'll just go to the plain walls. My water is getting low. We'll just build up one floor higher, which isn't necessary, but it gives it a look. Of height. Okay, then we have our rounded again, which we'll just do the plain rounded around each one on top. And we forgot our plain one there. Now, the trickier part to each one of these is the roofing. So, if I can get my guy to stay on the roof, we'll switch over to roofs. And we have all these different styles of roofs. And if you want a good angled roof, These are for the rounded corners on the end here. Specifically. So you can place that on each one of the rounded corners. And that'll give it in. And then you can bring this one right here is the one to go in between them. And then we'll keep going up with that as well. Then this is a triangle version. So we're going to want to, there we go, place a triangle roof, either one of these triangles or this triangle, which I believe this one is the one. I could be wrong. Which I definitely am. Probably this is the one that we're going to want to be able to place it. And then one there. Ah, I know what I'm doing wrong. So we want one there. And then we'll go with this to go kind of straight. If I can get the right angle. Like that. So we'll build that and that to connect it into those. And then we'll need another triangle right here. No, not triangle. I think I did that wrong. Which is very possible. Demolish that. I think I did want a triangle here. Nope, not that one at least. Maybe now I can get this one to work. Nope, that's too much. I think. Let's place that there. Yeah, it's definitely too much. That doesn't belong there. Oh, because this is all triangle. That's why. Okay. So I think what I need to do maybe this set on here properly. No, it certainly won't. Ooh, I got myself, I'm glad I did this because this is kind of helping me try to figure this out. Because this angle is a triangle, it makes it trickier. Because I can see, for instance, like this, if we do this all the way down here, there we go. And I can't build that because I'm in it. There we go. And then we build this. Oh, I built that down there, not. See, that's the why sometimes you want to place first. And I just built something out here that I didn't mean to build. Come on, I'm just trying to build this piece right here. This piece. This piece. This piece. Wow. Come on, game. I don't want to... Alright, we'll get down to below it, and maybe now I can... There we go. Alright, let's get back into this. Okay, so they're supposed to essentially match the flooring. So I should be able to do that there and that there. Now, the issue is this piece right here, right? So let's get rid of that again. Now, if I come to this, there we go. That matches that, right? No, that kept it flat. I don't want it flat. And that did not take up my whole angle. We're missing that part right there. Unless we do make it flat, which is a possibility that we could do that in these corners. And then this would just follow suit with the triangles. Just like that. And then we come to the top. And you notice we have these. So then we come back to here. And now that stays flat with that. And these we can build in the same way. Now, if we wanted to go up some more, we could buy, I think, by these pieces. Yeah, there we go. So we can go up there and bring that there. And now that a lot gives us the ability to keep going up here. And in theory, we should be able to even go that way up. And then this, I think, is going to be another corner. Just like this was. And then this would be another flat piece like this. And same here. And that gives us our enclosed roof. With weird angles and triangles going on. So we go to our angled one on the end here again. On each one there. Then we bring that into that one. Then this was our corner piece, which was this. Then that was our flat roof. And then that was our... And that's what happens when you're not paying attention to your water. All right, fill that water back up. And this is just one of these corners. And then on this side, the same. And then this is this piece right here. Only that way. There we go. Yeah. And there's our little building. With all Atreides parts. With no way to get in because we didn't build any stairs or anything. There we go. Another tip. If you're on a wall, if you hit the control button, you'll let go of the wall. Quick and easy. On the wall, off the wall. That's just with control. Excellent. That's our building mechanics with Atreides pieces. Doesn't quite. Those don't quite match up, do they? That's odd. But hopefully that gives you the gist of like building in Atreides pieces. Right now, they don't have built in yet to be able to replace pieces. So like if I wanted to replace these floors with this, I can't do that just yet. But that is coming to the game. They are working on that. So eventually we'll be able to replace them. So what I will do is I will delete half of this building. I'll delete this back, this front half, and we'll replace it with Harkonnen pieces. And show you how some of the Harkonnen build pieces work. And of course the sun's right in front of me. So what are we? We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. So we're going to want to go 2, 3. Right here's our middle. So we want to get rid of this. We'll keep our middle. We'll get rid of this. And just like that, I have 0 shade. But we'll make it work. I'll just go through water faster. Uh-oh. I'm dropping pieces now. Let's go put some stuff away into the storage bin. we go. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll even demolish the pillars and we'll do those too. Let me hide from the sun first though. Harkonnen. We're going to want to swap this with this, so I'm going to just do this so that I can demolish that and build that. Same here. Build that. Demolish that. Build that. Demolish that. And that. And then build these. We'll truly make this a Harkonnen build. So we'll go one pillar. And one on top. Yeah, and the building itself, I believe, will be very similar in ways. One thing about Harkonnen though is their rounded is actually rounded versus kind of like a zigzag round. So it definitely will be slightly different. I probably should have kept one end because I don't remember exactly how much we went out. We also did not use the floors, we used the roofs. Okay. I think it was 2 out. Right? Now it's dark, so I can't see. But if we 1, 2, 3. So we went 3 out and then to that. So we'll go out 1 more. And then we have our rounded on the sides. And then our triangles go to there. There we go. So now our walls are definitely different. These are the like plain flat wall, as you can see. Then we have these that stick out a little bit on there, and then we have these that stick in that are flat on the out, and then we have these so very different looks. We have our windows are rounded. So we have a rounded window. Flat wall rounded, which that'll probably go on top. Yep, I figured that was going to happen. Then we have our loopy, like the mechanical wall look inside here. Then we have this, which is that look there. And then we have our window wall there. So if we really wanted to do a cool, like windowish look, we could extend this like this and just do like a couple windows like that. And then we can do that to give us our finish our lookout. And there we go. Now just have to build the roof. So like I said, we just follow the floor like we did with the roof. These are definitely different. That's my triangle roof bottom. Okay. Connecting this to an Atreides roof is probably going to be not possible. But we'll have fun with it, right? Why not? Just like that. And I'm out of water again. And then we'll close that off there. Then we'll probably need to do something like this here, because we're going to need our corner in like this. Which is kind of neat. They give you the two options of how you want that to look, like the inner look like that. And then we should be able to like do a, yeah, corner piece like that. And then here's our triangles again. Then we just add that piece. And then if we were to do this truly the right way, would probably slap this right here. This right here. And then this piece right here. Like that. And then do our triangles again. Or no, that was our regular piece, right? Just like that. And like that. And we're probably not sealed. Oh, we are water sealed. And there's your Harkonnen interior. I'm actually surprised this is water sealed with that huge gap right there. But there you go. That is how we build. And that went way faster than I thought it would. That only took about an hour. So I know there was some other things that I wanted to go over. Give me a second. Let me find my notes. Okay. Hide helmet we did. Oh, right. How to add a guildmate to a vehicle. Okay. So, say I wanted to add someone to this base for some reason that I'm totally tearing down after this stream. But if I wanted to add someone to this base, you can actually go to your social menu, and if it's a friend, they'll be in your friend list. If it's somebody that's not in your friend list, you can hit F and find the person by searching, or you can go to guild and find someone that's in your guild and add them that way. But say we pick someone, we'll say Hemlock, for instance. If I edit permissions, I have access to all of these items, and this is Hemlock's access to all of these items. This on the right is associate. This on the left is co-owner. And this down here tells me advanced subfief, and it tells me Hemlock. This means Hemlock created this advanced subfief and didn't name it. Set apart created this advanced subfief. Respawn created this advanced subfief. So on and so forth. This Scout Ornithopter was made by Hemlock. This Scout Ornithopter was made by Set Apart, and so on and so forth. So if I wanted to add him to this subfief, which is called in-game ramp, he's already on here, so I guess that's a poor example. However, there are subfiefs that are... So right now I'm in Haga Basin. There are subfiefs. These subfiefs here are all in the deep desert. I can't actually modify any permissions from here, at least in before today's patch. I couldn't modify. Now let me see if that changed. If I go back to Hemlock and edit permissions, is he still removed from? He is. They fixed that. So a patch just released today for Dune. Before today, I couldn't add anybody to deep desert subfiefs unless I was in the deep desert. So today's patch must have fixed that. But there you go. You can click on that, and now I added him. And now if I go back in to edit permissions, he has access again to that subfief console. So if you need to add somebody as an associate, anyone who is an associate on a base, it will show on their map. So if I go to map and I see all of these bases all around the map, so let me zoom out to make that a little easier. So like we have a base down there. There's a couple of bases here. There's a whole bunch of bases around here. And these are all bases that I've been made at least an associate level person on their base, on their subfief. If you want somebody else to have that, then you just make them an associate. If you want them to be able to build at your base, then you would make them a co-owner. And that is the difference in permissions. Associates can see it on the map. Co-owners can build at your base. Associates cannot. And then anyone who is if you set your doors to guild, like this one is set to guild at 4, then anyone who's in the guild with you can walk through this door. Whether or not they can see your base on the map or not, they can walk through this door. So that is those permission levels. If it's set to public, anybody on the entire server can walk through. If it's set to associate level, number 3, which I believe is their default level, then someone would have to be an associate to be able to walk in. Not even guildmates would be able to walk through the door unless they're also added as an associate. And let's see, what else am I thinking? That I think concludes all of the permission level things. If you have more tips and everything, please feel free to comment below and leave them in the comments on the video, because I'm sure the community would love to hear all the different tips and tricks that I might not know about yet. So that is the permission system. As far as I know, you can add them whether you're there or not. You can just go to this. I can click this, hit edit permissions, and I can add him as an associate to the distribution hub, and now he would be able to see it on his map. Not many people actually like having things showing on their map, so just make sure that that's something a lot of people have issues with knowing which house to go to, because if you see on my compass up above, there's so many houses on there that it's hard to tell which one you're trying to go to. So just be polite and not add everyone to your to your guild base unless they actually want it to show on their map. Because not everybody wants 10,000 houses on their map and them not be able to find their house. And I think, yeah, that definitely concludes the permission systems. And what was another thing we're going to go over? Vehicle clothing and swatches and variants. And anything else. Okay. So another thing to go over is vehicles. So changing variants and swatches, super easy to do. Not everybody might be familiar. So we'll just run over here. I happen to have a sand bike in my bedroom for some reason. So we will go here, and this is not done with the building tool. It is actually done with the welding torch. So we'll switch over to the welding torch. Then you go to customize, and I have both the Atreides variant and the Harkonnen variant. Right now, my bike is on the Atreides variant. I can switch it off to just the standard variant, default variant. And then swatches is right next to variants. Right now, it's on the Atreides variant. Let's switch it off to nothing. So this is what a standard bike looks like. But if you want to see the Atreides variant, that is the default Atreides variant with no swatches added. And that is the Harkonnen variant for the same bike with no swatches. And then I have Dusk Rider, House Atreides, House Harkonnen, Chom, Mula, or Mwala, or Mala. I think it's Mala. Swatch. Sunset Dye. So this is Harkonnen with the Sunset Dye. With the Mala. With the Chom. With the added Harkonnen variant, which does actually change from the default. So if you add the Harkonnen, as you can see, it adds more black to the color, it seems like. Then we have Atreides with the Harkonnen look. And Dusk Rider. Is that look. So yeah, so you can swap back and forth between things. This is a Dusk Rider on a Atreides. Sunset. Mala. Chom. Harkonnen. The Atreides, which on here it's not as noticeable. I'll show you on the and then that's Dusk Rider. I'll show you on the Ornithopter that it definitely looks different when using the Atreides color swatch. We'll jump down here. So this is the Assault Ornithopter with the Atreides variant and the Sunset die. And that's with the Atreides color. It's got this lime green everywhere as an accent. But if you switch it to the default Atreides, it doesn't have the lime green. And then if you want to see the Assault, and that just crashed the game. I think. Maybe? It hasn't fully crashed yet. Is it going to catch up? I don't know. I think it crashed it. Well, I guess I'll be right back. Oh, the game. There we go. We're finally getting it back up. Sorry about that. We don't have all the bugs fixed yet. All right, skip the cutscene. Almost there. Okay, we're back in. There we go. That is the Harkonnen variant. And I believe, yeah, that's default. It actually, I don't think it looks terrible on this, but I think it looks way better on this ornithopter. So if we switch over to the Harkonnen variant on this, and then use this Harkonnen swatch, I think that looks way cooler than the Assault does. Honestly, I kind of like the variant, the Atreides variant on the Assault Ornithopter. And that just crashed my game again. I can't believe it. Definitely gonna have to report this bug. I don't believe it. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll have to relaunch the game again and stop switching the variant on the assault ornithopter. On stream. Should come back in a second now. Hopefully. There we go. And we're back. But yeah, as I was saying, I really like this Atreides variant on the assault better than I like the Harkonnen variant. But I like the Harkonnen variant on the scout a lot better. Let's switch these both back to sunset dye. Because that's what I like to rock on the ornithopters. We'll put this guy away. Yeah, and that is that. I was really hoping to go even longer, but I don't really have much more to do. I was going to go to the main guild base and tear that down and build something over there. But I think this building should definitely have given you an idea of what the building mechanics are like in both Atreides and Harkonnen, and what they look like on here. That was all the tips that I remember that we needed to go through. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you're new around here, please subscribe. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.